Real estate investing will change your life. If you have 5 or 10 or 15 or 20 or $30,000 of passive income coming in each and every month, your life and the lives of your family and the people that you care about change forever. People work their entire lives to get to age 60 or 65 to get $1,500, $2,000 of Social Security. A lot of people look forward to that, right? Well, what if in a 3, 4, 5-year period, you could have 10 or 15 or $20,000 of passive income coming in every single month that, by the way, you get an automatic raise on. Welcome, everybody, to Agent Investor, the only brand that helps real estate agents get off the real estate roller coaster by investing in real estate. And if you walk around the halls of my office, you'll see that we've got stuff on the wall that sales will make you a living, but investing will make you wealthy. And we help agents achieve financial freedom, not only by selling real estate, but by building monthly passive income, by flipping homes, and by diversifying their income. There has never been a more important time for real estate agents to diversify their income. In fact, over the past few years, I've seen more agents leave the real estate sales business because they're not making enough money. When you guys invest in real estate, you're going to have monthly income coming in each and every month. And if you fix and flip homes like we teach, you're also going to have big chunks of income coming in to make sure that you can weather the storm, whether you just have a bad month or a bad year, or the market's bad, or who knows what could happen. So sell for a living, but invest to make sure that you're wealthy. Today, I'm going to go into a topic that really kind of is born out of the vast majority of the conversations and the interactions and the coaching that I've done in my 20 years as a real estate broker, a real estate agent, a real estate investor. And so throughout the course of the time that I've been, broker, an agent, and an investor, legitimately, I have probably had somewhere near 10, 20, 30,000 people, agents, and not just agents, but people that have told me that they want to invest in real estate. Whether they come to my events, whether they listen to the podcast, whether they're opting into my email list, whether they follow me on social media, whether I meet them in person, I would say that the overwhelming majority of real estate agents and really people in general want to invest in real estate. Yet, even though the vast majority of real estate agents and like the general public want to invest in real estate, only a fraction of those actually do. It's a very small percentage. It's a shockingly low percentage of people that say that they want to invest in real estate that actually move forward with it. And I've compiled a list of the top 10 biggest mistakes, things that agents and non-agents alike, the reasons and the mistakes that they make that prevent them from investing in real estate. And I'm going to go through the list of 10 in no particular order. But just bear in mind, why are we here? Why are we doing any of this? Real estate investing will change your life. If you have 5 or 10 or 15 or 20 or $30,000 of passive income coming in each and every month, your life and the lives of your family and the people that you care about change forever, right? People work their entire lives to get to age 60 or 65 to get, $1,500, $2,000 of Social Security. A lot of people look forward to that, right? Well, what if in a 3, 4, 5-year period, you could have 10 or 15 or $20,000 of passive income coming in every single month that, by the way, you get an automatic raise on, right? So when you get your Social Security, maybe you get a little bit of a bump up at some point, but, rents go up a lot higher than that. Monthly cash flow goes up much more. Your debt stays, your monthly expenses stay fixed. So again, and particularly for real estate agents who, have income that it's always going up and down and up and down, you guys definitely need to invest in real estate. But I'm making that point to a group of people who are probably listening and probably know that. So these are the top 10 reasons why most people and most real estate agents who want to invest in real estate either never do at all or maybe they only have limited success. Okay. So let's go through them in no particular order. Reason number one, and this one is something that I talk about every single time that somebody joins my mentorship program. But number one reason is no goals and no focus. So I know that you've all heard the saying that, if you don't know where you want to go, you're never going to get there. Well, it's a fact. And what I find when most people join my inner circle coaching program, or somebody joins my brokerage, or even if I just talk to somebody at one of my events, is that barely anybody has any sort of focus or goals on what they actually want to do. They just have a very vague, generalized concept of maybe kind of what they want investing to do for them. Maybe they heard they can earn passive income. Maybe they heard that if they fix and flip a home, they can make big chunks of income, but they don't really have a goal and they don't really have focus. So at my team, every Tuesday morning, and as I'm actually recording this is Tuesday, we set our goals for the quarter. We set our goals for the year. We actually set a 10-year goal for our company, but we actually track and measure every single week the metrics that we need to hit in order to make all of this stuff happen. So we actually look and we review and we have numbers that we need to hit every single week. How many seller appointments did we go on? How many flip properties did we sign? How many flip properties did we finish? We've got numbers for our brokerage. How many agents did we add or subtract, right? And we review that every single Tuesday, right? So the numbers that we look at every single Tuesday are either going to be in the green, or they're going to be good, or they're going to be red and bad. And those end up, building into what our goals are. So if you're not looking at weekly stats, if you haven't built that out, if you don't know exactly where you're going, that's something that a coach should be able to help you with. Obviously, you guys know I've got a inner circle coaching program that you can get into potentially for free. If you want to learn more about that, you can jump on a call at www.partnerwithagенtinvestor.com. But high level here, number one reason that most people never invest in real estate is they don't actually define what they want to do. All right, reason number two why a lot of people never actually start investing in real estate, even though they want to. So what I see, especially in the beginning, reason number two is that they're running around, meeting with people, meeting with anyone, talking to anyone about investing, going to meetings, going to seminars, and they're just spending a lot of time like in meetings, going to seminars, and talking to people, talking to anybody about investing. Kind of actually, dovetails in with point number one about having no goals or no focus. But I see this perpetually because I host in-person events. I see people go from event to event to event, from seminar to seminar to seminar, and they just kind of keep like signing up for stuff and talking to people about stuff, and then they never actually do anything. So to be clear, we have to be very conscious about how we spend our time. And going to a meeting or showing up to a meeting or going to a seminar, while it could be a good use of our time, is typically not actually the work that we need to do. It's like, okay, you want to get into shape. Well, just showing up at the gym isn't enough. Like just walking through those doors isn't enough. You actually have to do the work. But I see this consistently, that there are a lot of people, because they don't have the goals, because they don't have the focus, which is the number one thing I mentioned, they're just kind of like running around aimlessly, doing a bunch of things and not actually taking action. All right, reason number three why most people who want to invest in real estate, who say they're going to invest in real estate, never do, is because they do not, even if they know that they shouldn't be looking for deals on the MLS, online, or talking to wholesalers, they do it anyways. So to be clear, like if you don't know, and it's okay if you don't know, if you're not aware of this, it is almost impossible to get a great deal by looking on that multiple listing service, by looking online, say like in a Facebook group or on Craigslist or anywhere that's posted online, or by talking to wholesalers. Your odds go dramatically down when you're trying to find a deal if you're looking on the MLS, online, or working with wholesalers. And I've done tons of presentations on why this is, but that's not what we're here to talk about today. But my point here is that number one is that most people, even after knowing this information, still do it anyways. In fact, I had somebody just send me a deal on Facebook Messenger about a partnership opportunity who's been to a bunch of my stuff. And I said, hey, would this be, a deal that you would consider partnering on? And they sent me the link and I said, dude, this is on the MLS. Like, you've been to a bunch of my seminars and stuff. You know that we don't buy properties on the MLS. You know that we don't look at properties on the MLS. I said, they said, well, I think it's still a good deal. So it's kind of like part of this is like knowing and having the information that you need, but just ignoring it and kind of doing what you want to do anyways. So if you are out there hunting for deals, whether it's like buy and hold or fix and flip or whatever, you need to start creating and learning how to generate your own opportunities. I teach and train on that, pretty much every single week. If you want to know more about, how to find off-market deals, again, jump on that call with me at www.partnerwithagentinvestor.com. All right, now reason number 4, why most people will raise their hand and say, hey, I want to invest in real estate, never do. Reason number 4 is that they don't have a mentor or mentors. I mean, if I really think about it and I kind of like write this down, on my whiteboard that's behind me right now, of all the people that have provided me with mentorship, whether it was paid mentorship, unpaid, whether it was a boss, whether it was a friend, whatever, it probably goes over 100 people that have mentored me in some way, maybe even more than 100. Because when I really think back of all the people who I spent time with, learning from, ask questions to, who are ahead of me, I mean, I can think of just a ton of people just off the top of my head. But let's call that number 100 over the course of, somewhere near 20 years. If you don't have a mentor or mentors, you need to get them. I did an entire podcast on this as to why mentorship is so important. But when it comes to real estate investing, there isn't really necessarily that step-by-step, handbook on how to do this. Like, you can't just buy a book, at Barnes and Noble or on Amazon and get the step-by-step plan. You need a mentor. You need somebody that you can talk to, especially in real time. I mean, I could give a million stories on why, you need a mentor, but the simple, easy one is the first deal that I ever did on 13 Cameron Ave in Somerville, Massachusetts. I found a great deal. It was a listing appointment that I went on. It was a great deal. And it took a mentor pushing me to do that deal to actually do it. And that deal, where my brokerage is named after now, Cameron Real Estate, our team made $115,000 on that deal. But my point here, and there's so many reasons why people need mentors, is that I needed a push to do that deal. I don't think I would have done that deal on my own. And again, there are so many reasons why mentorship is so important. This is probably the thing that most people kind of ignore the most for whatever reason. They don't seek out mentorship. They don't try to find people that are ahead of them and try to get help. Now, yes, there are, mentorship programs that you can pay for, but mentorship isn't just about like getting a coach. It's also just about getting around other people who are doing what you want to do, asking questions, asking for help. I will tell you that, throughout the course of my 20 years that I've been investing, been an agent, been a broker, you don't find too many people that like won't answer a question, won't pick up the phone, because a lot of people that have been super successful, they're very passionate about what they do and they love sharing that information. All right. So reason number 5, like most people who want to invest in real estate, um, who say that they want to do it, never end up doing it. Reason number 5 is that they say they're not ready. And I hear this consistently, literally week after week after week. And I've heard so many people tell me they can't come to my event. They can't listen to a podcast. They can't invest because they're not ready yet. And not being ready yet has two components to it. The first is that they don't have the time. And the second is that they don't have the money, right? And some people say they don't have the time or the money. So I want to knock both of these down really quickly because they are complete trash reasons. They are not true reasons why people can't invest in real estate. The first and the easiest one to knock down when they say they're not ready because of money is you don't need money to invest in real estate. You guys know we have our partnership program. If you find a deal, we will partner with you. When I say we'll partner with you, we will put up the money, we'll do the construction, and we'll split the profits 50-50. This isn't just for fix and flip opportunities, but we have even done the last 2 apartment deals that we've done. We have partnered with the 2 people who brought us the deals. I'm going to say that again. You do not need money to invest in real estate, but you do need to learn how to find deals. All right, the second one that people will say all the time is that I don't have the time. Yeah, and people make this excuse for everything. I don't have the time to get an education. I don't have the time to invest. I don't have the time to go to the gym. I don't have the time to name the I don't have the time thing. And in the vast majority of cases, but specifically for real estate investing, I promise you that you have the time to start. Maybe, and I'm not going to say that you have 40 hours a week to do this. You might only have an hour a day, but everybody has an hour a day. I'm going to tell you why. Because when it comes to investing in real estate, the first thing that you need to do is get educated. And the great thing about 2024 is that you can get educated on the go. You can listen to podcasts, whether you're in the car, whether you're walking around, whether you're at the gym, whether you're, doesn't matter where. But I promise you that you have time. The other thing that I find, and I just know for a fact is true, is most people are not spending their time anywhere near effectively or efficiently. So if you have not done this already, write down how you spend your time. Write down what you're doing throughout the 40, 50, 60 hours in a week, and look for things that you can eliminate or look for areas or blocks of time where you can actually add things to do. Okay. So I promise you, and I guarantee you, no one's ever told me, hey, I don't have time. And then I've looked at what they're doing and agreed. It doesn't take a lot of time. It doesn't take 6 hours a day to invest in real estate. Even if you only have a half an hour a day, I can come up with tasks that you can do for a half an hour a day. They're going to move the needle. All right. Next reason number 6, why people don't invest in real estate, even though they could, is that they're not open to partnering. And again, you all know we've got our partnership program. If you want to learn more about that, again, you go to www.partnerwithagentinvestor.com, jump on a call. You can learn more about that. But in a lot of cases, in the beginning, you're better off partnering with somebody who has the experience and expertise rather than trying to do something on your own. Now, we have partnered with, on average, about 1 agent per week since we started our partnership program. I want to partner with 2 agents per week moving forward. But there are a lot of people who, for whatever reason, maybe they're not open to sharing, some of those profits. And I agree that if you can do a deal on your own and you're confident and you've got experience, do the deal on your own, get 100%. But if you're not, you're better off getting half of something than 100% of nothing. All right. Reason number 7, why a lot of people don't invest in real estate, even though they want to, even though they say they're going to, even though they have it on their goals, is that they are not getting educated on the go. I did mention this a few minutes ago, but if you are not a podcast listener or a YouTube listener or whatever, you are missing the boat on getting educated in your spare time. It is very important to, spend your spare time the right way. And especially for those of us who are real estate agents, you're driving in your car, you have time literally every single day where you have a choice. Am I going to listen to the radio or am I going to listen to a podcast? Am I going to listen to a news show or am I going to listen to a podcast? It doesn't have to be a podcast. It can be a YouTube training video. It can be something, but make sure that you are getting educated every single day on the go. Again, whether that's in your car, whether you're riding a train, whether you're walking around, whether you're cleaning your house, make sure that you spend your time getting educated every day. In order to be successful in anything, you need to understand what you're doing and you need to have a good educational base. All right. Reason number 8 why most people don't invest, mistakes that they make, is that they're not getting around other people who invest in real estate. And there's a saying that you're the average of the 5 people that you spend the most amount of time with. It's very true. When I say this, it doesn't mean that you need to give up your friends or give up your family. It means that you need to start making new connections with other people who are doing what you want to do, right? My entire brokerage, Cameron Real Estate, which has over 400 agents at this point, was built on the fact that we help and teach agents how to invest in real estate, and that the agents who come here are around other agents who invest, right? You don't need to join my brokerage to get around other agents, although, it could be a good idea potentially, but you need to start making connection with other people who are doing what you want to do. So if you're spending more time with people who are doing what you want to do, it is more likely that you are going to do it, right? So you want to have, in my opinion, mentors that are kind of where you want to be long term. But then you also want to have friends and, people that you hang out with that are doing the same thing you're doing, are in the same trenches. Maybe some of them are a little bit further ahead than you. Maybe some of them are a lot ahead of you, but that they're doing the same thing and they're on the same path and they share the same mission, right? All right. So reason number 9 that most people never invest in real estate, even though they could, even though they should, is that they think it's a sprint instead of a journey. And they think they need to take big steps instead of taking little steps. So for those of you who don't know about my Inner Circle coaching program that you can get in for free, it's a lifetime membership. So I've done personally paid probably about $500,000 in coaching throughout my 20-year career to have other people coach and mentor me. And there's always a time period connected to it, whether it's 3 months or 6 months or a year or 2 years, but there's always a start and an ending date. The reason that I make my Inner Circle coaching program a lifetime thing is because it's going to take you a little bit of time to get to the point where you've achieved financial freedom. For everybody achieving financial freedom, what that means is a little bit different. I always look at it in terms of like passive income that's coming in every single month. But whether you want to earn $3,000 per month passively, 10,000, 20,000, 30,000, 100,000, whatever that number is, it's going to take you some time. It is not something that's going to take you a year. It's not something that's going to take you 2 years, nor should it. I mean, anything that's big, that's worth achieving is going to take a little bit of time to do, right? And that's not a bad thing. It's just reality. If you could achieve financial freedom in 3 months, I mean, everybody would do it, right? So inherent in this is that people look at it like it's a sprint, right? They look at it like I need to make big progress every day. It ties into thinking that you don't have enough time, when in reality, spending an hour a day, 365 days in a year is going to get you pretty far. And I'd rather have you spend 1 hour a day, 365 days a year for 5 years than try to do 20 hours a week, for 5 weeks and then do nothing and then start back up and start and stop. It's all about positive momentum, making a little bit of progress every day. And it's a change in mindset. It's a change in mindset between you trying to move this big boulder, that weighs 500 pounds every single day, versus like you kicking a pebble down the street, every single day. Right. And again, I get where all of this stuff comes from, but we're talking about the mistakes. So we're talking about all of the people, the tens of thousands probably of people, or maybe more, who have come to me and said, Tom, I want to invest in real estate. I'm gonna invest in real estate. And then I see them 2, 3, 4 years later, and they haven't done anything. We're talking about the 10 reasons why this happens, even though they say they're motivated, even though they believe that they're doing the right things. All right. So the last thing I want to touch on, and these are all important. All 10 of these mistakes that people make when it comes to investing in real estate is important, but this is probably the biggest one. The last one, and in my opinion, probably the most important one, is a simple one. And it's not making real estate investing a priority. It is making real estate investing the thing that you do after you do everything else. It's making real estate investing something that you start further into the future. It is not making it a priority. When I say making it a priority, I am not talking about like some people, I hate the phrase, oh, you got to quit your job or you got to quit selling real estate. You have to go all in. And I totally disagree with that. I disagree with the philosophy. Listen, we're all at a certain place in our life where we need to make a certain amount of money to survive. Real estate investing in general is typically something that's not going to pay off right away. It's going to take a little bit of time to pay off. So you can't just quit your job, quit selling real estate and be like, oh, I'm going to go all in. Because if you did that, like you're not going to make enough money quick enough in order to have that actually work out for you. But what I mean by making it a priority is making sure, I talked about kicking that pebble down the street every single day, doing something every single day and making sure it's a priority to do that. Making sure that you look and you say, understand why real estate investing is important. Well, it's super important for agents because guess what? What happens if, we've already had a few years where transaction count has been, really, really down, really, really low. Well, guys, what happens if we got another year of that? What happens if transactions go in halves next year? I'm not saying it's going to happen, but what if? In terms of real estate agents, like, what is your retirement plan? Like, do you have a retirement plan? What happens if you go 6 months without selling a home? Right. So this is why investing is important. It's why it needs to be a priority. It needs to be something that you do every day, not for 10 hours a day, but for maybe an hour a day. If you have more time, great, do it for more. If you have less, do it for less. But something that you do every single day, right? Why? Because it's that important. So typically when we are not thinking about how we're spending our time, we tend to be kind of like reactionary. What I mean by that is that we react to things rather than being proactive. So like right now, as I'm recording this, it would be a lot easier for me to say, let me check my emails right now and see if anybody has sent me an email. Let me check my text to see if anybody texted me. Let me check my calls to see if anybody called me. And guys, guess what? Since I've been recording this, I promise you that there has been somebody that's out there that's trying to reach me, somebody that's trying to talk to me, somebody that I guess you could say is trying to distract me. But I know for right now, this is the most important task I need to do. So I do it. Right. And I always say this, like, I don't love creating content. I'd rather answer emails. I'd rather answer phone calls. I'd rather answer text messages. I'd rather do a lot of other tasks, but yet I create content almost every single day. When do I create content? Typically towards the beginning of the morning so that I get it out of the way. And I know I talk about this concept all the time, eat that frog. If you're going to eat a frog every single day, it's a book. You want to eat it first thing in the morning and get it out of the way. So if right now, if you're not spending that hour, a half an hour a day doing something related to investing, the best advice I can give you is to do it as early in the morning as possible so that you get it out of the way. Okay. Make it a priority. It's that important. So with all that being said, my mission is to change the number of people, the percentage of people that say they're going to invest in real estate and never do. And I've got, quite a few success stories and people that have followed me that have invested in real estate. I see it every day, but that's my message that I'm going to continue to pump. That's what I'm trying to, change. I know I can't do it all on my own. Obviously, I can't make anybody do anything that they're not going to do. But I do think by getting educated on this stuff, by understanding the mistakes that most people make, it may reframe your brain or retrain, your brain on how to do this stuff. Anybody can invest in real estate. Everybody should invest in real estate. And I hope that you guys take action on a lot of the stuff. And I hope that you don't make these 10 mistakes. If you are listening to this quick, write these all down, look at them, and ask yourself a question like, how many of these 10 things am I either doing or have I done in the past? And if you're not getting the results that you want, it's probably because you're doing some or potentially all of these things. So, learn from my mistakes, learn from the mistakes I've seen people make, and start to implement. And if you guys want to have, a further discussion, I do a free call every single week that you can jump on at www.partnerwithagentinvestor.com. You can ask any questions that you want. And it is a live, open dialogue. So I want to thank you guys for tuning in today. I appreciate it. I know you could be anywhere and you are listening to me. You are getting educated on the go. So most of you are avoiding that mistake. But again, guys, I want to thank you for tuning in. And if there's any way I can help you, please let me know. And jump on that call at www.partnerwithagentinvestor.com.